Welcome to Spiritual Network Connections, where connections are sacred and soul meets community. Each week, we bring together people, stories, teachings, and events from spiritual communities across the country, from Charleston to Portland, Austin to Seattle, and everywhere in between. Whether you come to learn, to connect, or simply to listen with an open heart, this space is yours. Take a breath and begin.
Yoga was meant for the mind, Ayurveda was meant for the body. At the same time, when yoga was created, each posture has a specific purpose. Everything is meant to tell a story in the body and in the mind, and to bring the body and mind to a specific point.
So welcome everyone to the Spiritual Network Connections, where we believe connections are sacred and build our communities. We're your hosts and guides on this journey of inspiration, insight, and shared growth. I'm Carmen Young, and with me is Richie Guerzon. Each week we gather people, stories, teachings, and events from spiritual communities across the country, from Charleston to Portland, Austin to Seattle, and everywhere in between. Whether you're here to learn, connect, or simply listen with an open heart, this space is yours. So let's take a deep breath and begin. Help me welcome Amanda Hardwick, our guest for this week. So Amanda, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you serve the holistic community.
Yes, so I'm from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, born and raised, and I am trying to help the spiritual community come together. I feel like there are a lot of healers and spiritual guides and people in that industry and realm who have come from all over. It's almost like there is a mission in Charleston right now, Charleston, South Carolina. A lot of people who are healers or spiritual kind of flocking here right now. And I find that I've somehow been the one to try to bring them all together. My networking group, the Charleston Holistic Vibe, has a bunch of amazing spiritual healers that would not have known each other otherwise. And I feel like the amount and exponentially the amount that we are growing because of knowing each other is profound.
Right? There's like a big magnet here that's just attracting such a variety, a rainbow of colors and services and people's hearts. And I'm a part of this same community, and it's fun gatherings, and we learn from each other and share hearts and space and support each other. And we do good things for the community as well. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for being a sponsor with us and believing in our call and our mission here at the Spiritual Network Community. And we share the same concept of building communities and creating and bringing people together. And being one of our sponsors, you are supporting and bringing all of that together. And I know Richie's getting to know you as well. And we just love where you're out all the time. You're out in the community everywhere I look. You're popping up here, you're doing that there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how does she have that much energy?
I don't know. It makes me feel alive.
How did you get your start in the spiritual holistic in this community and not just a 9-to-5 job? How did you get your start to shift over to here?
Yes, so that is interesting. I was actually fire safety, total opposite of what I do now. And the stress of the 9-to-5 job was killing me, essentially killing me. And the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Every test came up negative, and they were running a ton of tests. And one day I decided I was going to take my health into my own hands, and I had to heal myself, or I was not going to get out of this. And I started doing yoga, and lo and behold, I got better. And I found that my yoga was actually more geared towards fight or flight, being in stressful situations. I found that a lot of test results are negative because the cause is stress. people say you can eat better, you can work out, this and that, but if you are stuck in fight or flight, no amount of food is going to help you because you can't digest it anyways. And really, is the workout doing that much when you have so much stress and cortisol running through your body? It almost doesn't even matter at that point. You have to get out of the fight or flight if you want your body to be able to do what it needs to do in life. So that started, and it was totally physical. Yoga is a very physical thing, or it was for me when I started. Little did I know, when you become really healed mentally and physically, you're able to, I don't know, a world opens up. It's not a physical world anymore. Like when you're not held down by everything of this world, you can see what else there is, and then everything catapulted from there.
So what I hear in talking about yoga, which people hear the word yoga and they assume the little pieces that they know and they try to put together concept. But what I hear is that you started down one path to have it be a physical outlet and maybe bring your energy systems into alignment. And as you explored that, it became so much more for you. And then, because the reason I get excited about that is we think we find the thing, the it, right? And we start down the path and we think, oh, this is what we're going to get from it. And it turns out it was a left turn in our life that it takes us to a completely different destination. And you found not only healing, but a spiritual awakening piece to you. And it's taking you down that corridor.
Yes. I had no idea what was ahead of me when I started doing yoga. No, not any miracle. This is what was going to happen.
So what do you think shifted, or how do you think you've evolved in a business model and on an internal level since you started? You've obviously, your health has improved.
Yes, I did my health insurance exam, and I was the second best in the entire of all of their clients. I was the second percentile, top percentile. They actually called me and they were like, "We're going to give you 30% more for your life insurance."
And 30% more? That never happens.
Yeah, they're like, "Dude, you're the top 2% of the whole company." I was like, "Okay, so." Whatever I'm doing is working. Because exactly. When I started this, I was literally at the ER with my colon, with the MRI, and my colon had stopped working. And the doctor was like, "I can't do anything for you. I don't know why this is happening. You need to go home and call a doctor." One of the doctors that were not healing me. And I walked out of the ER and I fell on my knees and I just started crying. And to be there to hear, and then also, spiritually as well, I wasn't, God, and spirit was not really a part of my life in any way, and I revolve my life around it now. So, yes. Cool.
Transformation.
And it was all yoga. I feel somehow with it, just you're able to connect. There's something about it, something about knowing your body, being able to go inside your body and cleanse it and calm it down and allow it to have antennas is a magical thing.
Well, that's really interesting, because the next question I was going to ask is, how do you describe or explain to people who maybe don't understand or haven't experienced yoga, how do you explain how it works on the body and then spirit? How does all that tie together and work?
So yoga was meant for the mind, Ayurveda was meant for the body. At the same time, when yoga was created, each posture has a specific purpose. Everything is meant to tell a story in the body and in the mind, and to bring the body and mind to a specific point. It is not just about the terminology. It's not about the Sanskrit. It's not about the trending of the clothes and doing the yoga. it has a significant, impactful purpose. And the overarching purpose is, grounding, forgetting about the rest of the world and being able to come in, about breathing and clearing your mind, getting out of fight or flight. It has a very physical aspect, but the overarching thing of yoga is the mind, and to allow each pose to bring your mind to a place. When you do child's pose, you're meant to take a moment to ground. It's a moment with you and the earth and this time without judgment. When you have your arms in the air, you're meant to think about being grateful. There's different things you're supposed to do in your mind, and when you finish the ride of your yoga class, your mind is supposed to be in a totally different area based on the postures that you did during the class.
Now,
That's amazing. I'd never heard that.
I wish I was taking your class.
Connected to a specific mind, a thought, idea, or feeling. That's really
so each one of my classes is science-backed, written to heal a mental or physical ailment. So every single posture is very specific in the order that it's written, and in how I tell you how to do it, and for something mental or physical. So if you come to the class and you're feeling flighty, you're too much in the past or future, the whole class can be geared towards bringing you to the earth in a non-judgmental way. If you're feeling very out of energy, if you're feeling fatigued, there's a ton of poses that are meant to energize you. So I can base the class, based on how the person is feeling and what their end goal is.
How do we encourage more yoga instructors, as they're leading you and guiding you through all these poses, to interject and to say, hey, let's do child pose where we're going to ground, where there's more of a guidance for you to connect? Because I know Richie does yoga and stretches and stuff, and if he's saying, I've never heard that, that's amazing. I'm sitting here thinking, when are we doing your next class, Amanda? I'm there because I want to experience this from your place of what you're saying.
Yes, yoga was meant for this. It is not so, they call it in the Western world. It's not taught that way. That's why I'm actually trying to come up with maybe an app so I can send yoga teachers these classes so that they can teach this way. But it takes a lot of research. I've worked hours, hundreds of hours on these classes. Each class, I got 300 to 500 written classes. I probably researched and worked out about 2 to 3 hours, maybe 4 for some of them, for each class. This has taken me years to do.
Well, no wonder you're in such good shape. Look at you.
15 hours a week for years, just to be able to give people this gift.
Amazing.
Well, I think our Western ways, our Western society is, we want to go in, we want to drop our mat, sit on the floor, stand up, do our poses, and walk out, and we're fixed, without connecting that mind, body, and even spirit. That's where the transformation happens. That's where you take the moment and you breathe, but to add that real connection between the mind and body, that's when you walk out shifted. Maybe not transformed completely, but at least shifted for the moment.
Yes. If you don't know that the child's pose is meant for that, then you're not doing it when you go in it, and you're not being transformed.
That's what I was just going to say. The transformation can't possibly be as effective if you don't know the purpose of the pose.
Right. Yes. Each pose is specifically written, and from a long time ago. And honestly, we probably don't even know all the reasons why for each pose. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of it got lost in translation. But I do my best to try to bring what I think they were made for.
Now, I happen to know that you also do sound bowls.
Yes.
And you do them so beautifully. Like, I've been, in 1 week's time, I was at a session with you, and then I was at somebody else doing sound bowls. And sound bowls are among my favorite modalities because the frequency, that vibration, it just does stuff, right? And I gotta say, I'm just complimenting you because the way that you play, it's like your heart really is so into it. You're getting something more out of those bowls than I did from that second person who was more, maybe they were more of a technical player. Tell me about sound bowls, or how you learned it or transitioned into some of that, because you play it differently. Play them, because there's more than one.
So when I was given my first sound bowl, I didn't even know what a sound bowl was. I had a best friend who someone gave them to her, and she was like, Amanda, I don't know what these are. You want them? I said, I don't know what they are. I pulled them out the bag, and me and my son start playing them, and we broke one.
Oh no!
And the same way with yoga. I am a single mom. I never went into a yoga studio when I became a yoga instructor. I learned from a little bit of YouTube videos, and it started helping me, and then I became certified. When I taught my first yoga class, I never stepped in a yoga studio. So that's why my yoga is so different from everybody else's. The same way when I started doing my sound bowls, I had never gone to a sound bath before. I literally sat here and listened and felt and just looked at the people and just figured out what I was meant to do and what made me feel good. And if it makes me feel good, it's going to make somebody else feel good. So I didn't even know I played them differently than other people, but I've never heard anyone else play them. So I've literally just sat here and researched and figured all this out on my own. Sound bowls were made for frequency healing, and within the first few seconds, on a cellular level, you are totally balanced and changed when you listen to sound bowls. It's known that people who practice sound bowls, although it doesn't do the same thing for me as other people because I'm actually playing and concentrating, I have a feeling maybe that's one of the reasons I'm the 2% highest healthiest person in my health insurance. Because I'm sitting here constantly playing these sound baths during all my classes. It does something on a cellular level healing-wise that you cannot get anywhere else.
I know that you play at a really fun place, and that's the aquarium, the Charleston Aquarium. And she sells out every group session that she does. And these are people that are there not for spiritual purposes. They're just there visiting the aquarium, or maybe they come for that. But I think it's really interesting that you're crossing the lines from the spiritual community to the community, and even kids are sitting and enjoying. Now, what room do you play in? Like, are some of the animals around, like some of the fish or the... Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They gotta be thinking it's cool. They're like, hey, look at these humans. Look at them out there. But they're feeling the frequencies.
When I play, I don't make it spiritual because, especially with my yoga and stuff, when I first started and everything, it wasn't spiritual. It led me to be that, but it came without me even trying that way. My sound baths at the aquarium are a guided meditation. Which I don't tell people. They know once they get there, but why would you want to just listen for a whole hour? I'm not saying people don't like to. I don't understand it because my ADD, my brain would never be able to sit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get there almost into a hypnotic state with my words and with the sound bath, and then I do a guided meditation based on what I think they need at that time. And then I pull them back out. So as I'm talking, similar to the one you came to with me and Licia, it's very similar to that. I just don't go into quantum healing. I just do what I know guided meditations have healed me, and so that's what I give them. Which I've never done a guided meditation in real life. Sometimes there's just been a few where I'm laying on my bed and I listen on YouTube, and then I took the words. I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And just started compiling all my brilliant things that I heard, and that's my guided meditation.
You compiled all the things that you've heard and made it.
That's with my classes and everything. Everything is just like, I'm like, okay, all right. I'm just taking in information from everything, and then all my things compile, and it works. And you can't find it anywhere else.
Obviously, it does.
Right?
You're a creator. Mm-hmm.
I teach at MUSC, and there was a doctor who was wearing a heart, like a heart monitor on his wrist. And after one of my really intense yoga classes, like super intense, I lay him down, I start putting him in a little hypnotic kind of state, put him in the sound bath. His heart rate got down to 40 beats per minute. Directly after I
without him
raised
falling asleep?
Yes, he said, this is lower than when I go to sleep. I was able to literally calm his body down so much after working out fairly hard. So it works. I should probably write a book.
Who knows what the future holds?
Right? True. Very true.
You just put it out there. Right? Makes you an expert, and you watch, see how things shift.
Right. True.
Do you have any favorite resources or places that, if you found inspiration and guidance from a variety of sources, others might too? Where can people find you? Let's go to that place first of all. Where can they find you?
Yes. So since I'm everywhere, the best thing to do is go onto my website and yoga-twisted.com and sign up for the newsletter so I can tell you each month where I am. Currently I'm at MUSC. I have a yoga studio at my house. Just before I got here, am now the newest yoga instructor at Low Country Yoga, where I will be doing some events there. I also teach at Gold's Gym, the aquarium, wherever I find a place to hold all my events.
If there's an empty spot, you're going to say, throw it down, we're doing yoga. Or a bowl. Give me a bowl and, right?
Y'all lay down, let's go. We'll do something.
That's right.
Awesome. So you're just affecting hundreds and thousands of people because you're just out there all the time.
Yes, I'm trying, which is why y'all's newsletter is so good, because I can put some of my events in that as well. And if I'm doing it and helping people, others are as well. And it's nice to be able to have the newsletter, y'all's newsletter, to send out to the community so other people can experience these kind of events and things.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
We love having you there. Well, I just wanted to say thank you, Amanda, for your time. I know how valuable your time is because you are everywhere. And you raise a son all by yourself. And I always give kudos to single moms, right? There's not enough hours in the day to take care of ourselves and raise our children and to run a business. And where do we take a breath? And you are just a real inspiration for that. And for women out there, men that are single and being dads too, right? It's just a big undertaking, and you do it gracefully and you do it very well. So thank you for that. And you stay grounded. And maybe that's the singing bowls and all the yoga that you're doing. You're staying so grounded. You're in child pose all the time.
Yep, it's amazing. When we were kids, our parents, are some people's parents, they said, go breathe for a minute, take a few breaths. My yoga class, we literally breathe for an hour. Intentional breathing for a whole hour. Imagine how amazing you feel, after that, and then a little bit of sound bowl at the end.
Right?
That's probably why I can do what I do so much.
So here's a question that just popped. Do you offer, or would you do private sessions with someone? Like whether yeah, that might be some busy people out there that can't make it to a class or distance or something of that if you were available to do private sessions would really work for them.
Yes, I do private sessions. I created a yoga studio in my living room because I never watched TV, so I didn't need it anyways. And now I have Low Country Yoga. I do one-on-one private sessions at the MUSC gym. So yes, I do. I'm out there.
Good, so they can come find you. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today in our conversation that sparked new insights or simply offered a moment of peace in our conversation with Amanda to your day. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with a friend or leave a review to a more kindred spirits and others can find us as well. To stay connected with upcoming events, community highlights, and spiritual resources, visit us at spiritualnetworkconnections.com and sign up for our newsletter. Until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep shining your light. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank y'all so much.
See you soon.
Thank you for sharing this time with us on Spiritual Network Connections. We hope today's conversation sparked new insights or simply offered a moment of peace in your day. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, share it with a friend, or leave a review so more kindred spirits can find us. To stay connected with upcoming events, community highlights, and spiritual resources, visit us at spiritualnetworkconnections.com and sign up for the newsletter. Until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep shining your light.